Hello, I'm here talking to you once again. I know, just like shut the hell up already. That's what you're thinking, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna keep talking. You saw the title of this video. Today we're talking about my deformity. CLCP, cleft lip and palate. You've probably seen it before and might not realize it. First off, if you're watching this video, you're seeing it right now. If you watched the horror movie Malignant, there's a cleft lip baby in the title credits for some reason. It's like a bunch of like super like medical horror and stuff, and then there's just a baby with a cleft lip. I find that really funny, if not a bit problematic. It's the most common craniofacial anomaly, and one of the most common deformities. 1 in 700 people roughly have it, so you've probably seen it at some point, maybe in passing. I know in 7th grade my civics teacher had it, which is probably why I was his favorite student, if we're being honest. If you watched Cobra Kai, you know what it is.
If you don't want me to call you lip, then don't have a weird lip. Can't you get surgery for that?
I was born with a cleft lip. This is the scar from the surgery.
The Lone Ranger, even if that movie's handling of it is a nightmare. You've probably seen it, but what is it? A cleft lip happens when, during pregnancy, the lip, these two parts right here, fails to fuse properly, leaving a just sort of like gap there. And then a cleft palate happens when the roof of the mouth fails to fuse. I'll put a video here that's much more scientific and informative than I have the capability of being.
A cleft palate happens when this line right here fails to fuse. You see, this is the fusion point between two different bones called the maxilla bones. We have one right here, then we have another right here, and they will normally fuse. And you can see this fusion point also runs down the center of the roof of the mouth. Now, if they fail to fuse, that means you have an abnormal passageway between the nasal cavity and the oral cavity.
There's two types of it. There's unilateral, which means it only affects one side, and then there's bilateral, which means it affects both sides. Personally, I have a bilateral cleft lip and cleft palate, which is like the worst one. That's like the most extreme type you can get. You can have just a cleft lip, which means that it's just your lip that fails to fuse, but the roof of your mouth is fine. Or you can just have a cleft palate, which means that you look fine from the outside, but the roof of your mouth is, there's a hole. To live a happy, healthy, long life, most people have to get surgery when they're only a few months old to fix the cleft palate and cleft lip, to help with things like talking and eating and, you know, other basic things. Eating is the main one. It's like, if you can't eat properly, that's not good. So you have to get it surgically fixed very young, which makes it harder in less developed countries where medical stuff isn't as advanced. In America, I'm chill, I'm lucky. I'll put the Smile Train donation link in the description. Smile Train's a charity for helping people get surgery if they can't afford surgery, because it is important that you get the repairs done. Results of surgery varies from person to person, from surgeon to surgeon. If you have a more minor cleft, then it can be straight up just barely noticeable. Like Joaquin Phoenix, who played Joker in the movie Joker, he has one, but you can hardly tell unless you're looking for it. Didn't stop, what was her name, Wendy Williams, from making fun of him though.
When he shaves off his mustache, he's got a hairline fracture. He's got one of those, what do you call it? Cleft lip.
Yep.
Cleft palate.
Yep.
He's got this.
Yep.
He's got this. No, I find it to be very attractive.
Yikes. Personally, I've had 9 surgeries, some of which were optional, others were not. I still have to get one more surgery when I'm like 16 or 17, which is very soon. There can be other issues as well arising from it, like a lot of people have hearing problems, specifically people with a cleft palate. If you just have a cleft lip, then you're not gonna have hearing problems. But if you have a cleft palate that messes with your, like, the inside of your ear and whatnot. I had a lot of ear infections when I was younger. A lot of people who have a cleft palate have that same issue. I also just can't hear that well. Like, it's not to the point where I need hearing aids currently. People gotta speak up a little bit louder when they're talking to me, I guess. Because I'll be like, I can't hear you. I don't know what you think this is. And there's other issues as well, like speech issues can arise from it. Most people who have cleft lip and or palate have speech issues. It makes it harder to form certain sounds. I'm mostly fine. I did a lot of speech therapy when I was younger, but there are still certain sounds that are hard for me to form, like my TH sounds. often sound like it's a G or like a C. People love to point that out. I'm aware. It's not actually a disability, but it can make you unable to do certain things. Like, I can't play the trumpet. I tried. Because if you play the trumpet, you have to do a very specific lip formation, which I just cannot do. I tried playing trumpet for a few years. Did not work out. That was a bad idea. I don't know why I thought I could do that. I'm in a musical right now, and sometimes if we're doing vocal warm-ups, there's one where you have to, like, buzz your lips, I guess is the best way I can say that, and I just have to stand there, like, not doing this one. I'm good. I'll pass. Yeah, that's basically just what it is. It can have other comorbid issues. Bye, I guess.